Hey guys, I've got a completed project video for you today. So this is the finished Plastcraft Malifaux board. As you can see, just from taking a little bit of an overhead shot of it, it looks really awesome. It's probably one of the better sets that I have done in a long time. I really love how the paint scheme turned out. So we're just going to go through here and kind of do a slow pan of everything. One thing I would also like to state is I have nothing but painted figures on here. I am going to be getting into putting nothing but painted figures for examples on these boards in the future. Not all of them are Malifaux. We've got a couple of them, like the first edition Lady Justice. Or no, this is the Ortega clan, not Lady Justice. But I've got also my two of my Eldorado companies, which are a similar size base and sized models. So we're just gonna go through here. I went with a yellowish sort of dead earthy grass for the graveyard tiles. This is also, the client has a cobblestone map that he's going to be playing on, just to kind of give you an idea of where the black areas, what those are going to be filled with. So I've also textured the same yellowy earth on all of the creek beds. This was actually a really challenging set to paint, I must say. Plastcraft Games terrain is more imprinted than actually cut into with texture, so you have to kind of have a really light hand. There's a lot of cool details in this. And to be honest with you, the one thing that really tied it all together really nicely was just a very heavy wash of Athenian camo shade, the Citadel wash. Really helped to pop things. So it was a lot of detail work followed by those washes. And also this is kind of a little cool scene right here. You've got this Saracen warrior and two demons, which could easily be, you know, a guild member and two Neverborn. Forgive me not having, you know, two fully painted crews. I just kind of grabbed what I had on hand at the moment. I'm really pleased with the paint job overall. There were some challenges with this one though. Like the one thing I will say is if you do end up getting this set, these little pieces, I left them out so that I could, you know, so you could modularly change them. I would not recommend that in the future. The only ones that you would want to do that with are these corner pieces because, you know, if I pull this one out of the way, you see this is a corner piece. I would only do that with that particular one because I actually had a couple of them snap on me while I was trying to insert them, especially these. I would just glue them in because you're going to use them as walkways anyway. So we're just going to pan over this way as well. Another difficulty that I did have was the windows, the plastic window pieces, which I'll come over here and kind of show you. The instructions for Plastcraft's on Plastcraft's website were a little difficult to follow because they're just so small, and so I actually ended up putting in the windows here reversed, right here and right here. And the reason I did that is I painted the tiles that they're attached to as if they were woodwork, and that's kind of what I had imagined for this. Now that's not actually how the instructions say. But I like how they turned out, so I left them that way. Just kind of do a little bit of an underpan. The building windows and the building doors turned out really nice. That's a really nice shot right there. Kind of gives you a very Old West feel to it all. Now the bridges are not actually from Plastcraft's Malifaux set. They are from Plastcraft Games. They are the, I'd like to say the Carnival bridges sets. So we added two of those on there because we were planning on doing the custom creeks as well. And these custom creeks, I am going to put those up as well as a separate item. The cool part is I actually measured these out. If it's put in this configuration where it's, you know, the three-way creek, it is exactly the size of a Malifaux board from that edges. And I could even do one that goes straight on as well. So I can also do that on request. I will probably make a set like that for myself, but this particular one I decided to do just a three-way creek. But overall, the set turned out really nice. Got a little bit of darkness over here. Sorry about that. It's nighttime, so. You can see all the stonework there, which I colored these areas like brick. So a lot of details were picked out, especially on this tower piece. The windows were up here were a lot of fun to paint. Really like how those turned out. So I kind of hit the tower, I kind of approached it as if the light was coming from that way. So this front area, you can see it's kind of just diffused. But then if you look on this side, it's almost like the light's hitting it from this angle. And then it's also kind of like the light's hitting it from straight on right there. And then same thing on this side, hitting it from a certain angle. The tower is definitely one of the more interesting standouting pieces in the entire set. The rooftops, I really like how these turned out. I decided to go with blue because the overall appearance of the set is very earthy, very dark, very just very sort of like run down and creepy, and there's a lot of browns, a lot of greens, and I decided that the blues would just be a nice splash of color, but it wouldn't overpower the set dramatically. So the blue rooftops, in my opinion, really kind of make the set stand out and make it interesting to look at, even if most of the set is still all tied together with that same paint scheme. And you've also got these little pieces of scattered terrain all over the place. I especially liked working on these garbage cans. I did the same technique for blending together all the greens as I did on the sewers right here, the sewer creeks. And this is a fairly packed Malifaux board. I mean, the Malifaux's played on about a 32 by 32, I believe. And this would be a lot of fun to play on. I've got a bunch of them that I'm going to be putting together for myself as well, though I do not have these bridges or an extra downtown building. I am probably going to purchase some of those. Also, this is a dual set of the graveyards. I'll probably have to grab one of those as well. So this is actually 2 sets of graveyards. I'm probably going to put together a set almost in this identical paint scheme again in the future for myself. Maybe with some changes, just to kind of mix it up. I would say that if I had to say any complaints about the Plastcraft Malifaux set, it's just that some of the parts don't exactly fit entirely flush. Now, that normally would be a problem with, say, MDF, but with Plastcraft's, plast foam, it's not a big deal. So it's more of an annoyance than anything. Like with some of these, I had to slice off the very end to get it to go flush in when I was inserting it, even though they are measured precisely to size, and they're the everything that you need to get them done. So it's more of a minor annoyance than anything. The terrain also is not as durable as say MDF or stuff like that. And when I say that, I mean that, if you drop like MDF terrain or really any sort of terrain onto a floor, you're going to be, it's gonna chip, the paint job is going to get ruined, and it's going to smash. What I say with it, it's more fragile in that it won't shatter completely, but it will like dent really hard. So I guess it's a trade-off of you're getting terrain that is more durable in one aspect, but it is going to kind of be a little difficult to repair in other aspects. Not saying I dented it, I just, I've worked with it very in depth at this point. This is the second Plastcraft Games terrain set I've ever done. I'm also closing in on these because all these little stones, I also did all this, this notching into them. Just, all sorts of little extra details to make it look really cool. And it's my Eldorado Jin. So yeah, if you are interested in getting a set like this, or if you are also interested in getting any of your models painted, because we now offer model painting services, then just contact us at projects@titanterrainstudio.com, and we can get a free quote up for you. We also offer different ways of getting discounts on your sets. If you don't mind giving artistic license, that's one way to save a little cash on your projects. I'll definitely put up a video later this week going over all of our different painting levels. But these are examples of the quality that we're going to be putting out. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more terrain stuff in the future. We're also going to ramp out our painting portfolios in the near future as well, so you're going to see a mixture of painting videos as well as terrain videos for completed projects. Take care.